It's day 17 for our Advent calendar, and here we get to the dark side of Christmas. It's not the kind of story that usually gets included in the school Christmas play, unless you've watched the film Nativity, where a drama teacher does a particularly edgy performance of it, leaving everyone rather shocked and appalled. Because today's story is shocking, it is appalling, it tells us of the dark side of Christmas. Thanks to Val for reading for us from Matthew chapter 2.
When they had gone, an angel of the Lord appeared to Joseph in a dream. "Get up," he said, "take the child and his mother and escape to Egypt. Stay there until I tell you, for Herod is going to search for the child to kill him." So he got up, took the child and his mother during the night and left for Egypt, where he stayed until the death of Herod. And so was fulfilled what the Lord had said through the prophet, "Out of Egypt I called my son." When Herod realized that he had been outwitted by the Magi, he was furious, and he gave orders to kill all the boys in Bethlehem and its vicinity who were 2 years old and under, in accordance with the time he had learned from the Magi. Then what was said through the prophet Jeremiah was fulfilled. "A voice is heard in Ramah, weeping a great mourning, Rachel weeping for her children and refusing to be comforted, because they are no more." After Herod died, an angel of the Lord appeared in a dream to Joseph in Egypt, and said, "Get up, take the child and his mother, and go to the land of Israel, for those who were trying to take the child's life are dead." So he got up, took the child and his mother, and went to the land of Israel. But when he heard that Archelaus was reigning in Judea in place of his father Herod, he was afraid to go there. Having been warned in a dream, he withdrew to the district of Galilee, and he went and lived in a town called Nazareth. So was fulfilled what was said through the prophets, "He will be called a Nazarene."
Thanks, Val, for reading for us. Just a few short verses, but the pain and horror would have been unimaginable. We see here today that Jesus knows what it's like to be born into a broken and twisted world, forced to flee for his life with his parents before he's even 2 years old. He knows what it's like to be uprooted. When God came down to earth, we're told here, he became a refugee. Again, not born in a palace, not living an easy life, but a life of pain and suffering from the very beginning. But we also see that death stalks this child from the very beginning. There are those who are threatened by him and want him dead. They fail here, don't they? But we know they get their man in the end. King Herod dies soon after, but one of his sons, imaginatively also called Herod, plays a part in the events that lead up to Jesus' death. And Jesus is killed and crushed as they wanted him to be, finally disposed of. But Jesus' death was all part of the plan. He didn't flee, he didn't hide, he went willingly to Jerusalem. He stayed knowing what awaited him, because he knew that he had to die and then rise on the third day, having paid for our sins on the cross. So death followed this child from the very beginning. Death eventually caught up with this child. But this child, this God child, Jesus of Nazareth, then crushed death. And that's the good news of Christmas. Today's carol is "O Holy Night," one of the nation's favourites, I'm told. I'll see you in the next one.
Long lay the world in sin and error pining, till he appeared and the soul felt its worth. A thrill of hope for his love, and his gospel is peace. Chains shall he break,